Hey everyone, welcome back to my weekly podcast where every week I'm interviewing people that I've worked with and found valuable to my business. And this week is special. We have Shawn Jones, who's the director of the Northeast for RE/MAX. He works at their Denver, Colorado headquarters. And we have Leigh Anne Clary, the vice president of the entire Northeast for RE/MAX, here with us. They're doing a roadshow, visiting brokerages, and they came to RE/MAX Edge to award us a special award, basically stating that we are the fastest growing brokerage that they have in the entire Northeast, and we happen to be number one in the entire state of New York. So with that said, we get to know the people behind the brand, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Hi everyone, here we are with Shawn and Leigh Anne from RE/MAX headquarters. I just met them today, but they're here for the 50th anniversary of RE/MAX, and it happened to be that RE/MAX Edge was specially recognized this year, and they can talk about it. Shawn, pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
And Leigh Anne, of course, we're going to share the mic, but could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Shawn Jones, I work out of RE/MAX headquarters out in Denver, Colorado. My official title is Director of Regional Development in the Northeast region.
Incredible.
It's a long title.
I feel privileged to meet you.
Wait for hers. That's a longer title. We're excited to be out here. Like you mentioned, 50th anniversary for RE/MAX. One of the reasons that we're here in this office is because RE/MAX Edge won the Eagle Award, which is highest net gain for a brokerage within the state of New York.
Incredible.
So great growth. They're doing a lot of amazing things. The entire team is. So I'll pass it over to Leigh Anne for her intro.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you.
I'm Leigh Anne Clary. I'm the Area Vice President of the Northeast region. I cover the states of New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. So it's nice to be able to be on the road show with Shawn, who mostly handles just New York. So it's nice to get to meet our brokers and our agents at many different offices. And this is always a great time of year because we do get to give out awards. And this is what makes our job fun and valuable. And we get to recognize our best of the best, which is why we all do what we do.
It's incredible to have you here both. This is an impromptu interview. So I really, really appreciate the time. Mm-hmm. Our podcast is really just interviewing people that we work with on a daily basis to let our audience know that it's not just a single agent, it's a humongous team here that's supporting them and their sale and their lives in moving on to the next chapter, whether they're buying or selling. And normally I always add a few productivity questions. But for us, knowing you guys in your positions, what do you guys do in your day-to-day roles?
So our team at RE/MAX headquarters is called Region Development, and our customers are our broker owners, starting with our broker owners. So people like Mike and other owners, we support on a day-to-day basis. Any questions they have, any training they need, if they need a liaison between corporate and their business, we're that person for them. If they need to bounce ideas off of us, we are their link. RE/MAX itself, it's a huge company. We have a lot of agents, and our broker owners like knowing that they have a person and they have a team that if I got a question, I go to Shawn. If I need something, I go to Leigh Anne. So we're really there on a day-to-day basis for our clients the same way that agents are there for their clients.
Amazing.
Yeah, Leigh Anne summed it up perfectly. A lot of Zooms, a lot of phone calls since we are out in Denver. Sometimes it's lonely when you're a broker owner. Right. And sometimes we're just a therapist they can talk to and vent to. So we do all sorts of things.
Incredible. So they say that, within your business, you are as strong as your weakest link. These two are at the top. We rely on them for our expertise and our training, and they're doing an incredible job. It is an incredible job. I know the company that we're in, I know the brokerage that we're in, and I don't think it would have been possible without you guys. I normally talk and interview people about their roles. What do you love about your role today? Like, what do you love about your job?
Yeah, the amount of different people and different types of conversations that I get to have is fantastic. A lot of it is around growth and how can brokers continue to add agents, because that helps the bottom line. It helps their market share. It helps people achieve their dreams too. And so just the variety of conversations I get to have, that's one thing that I love.
Amazing. You are a people person for sure.
Absolutely. What I love is nothing is the same from day to day in the job. I think a lot of us being in the industry that we're in, we get bored very easily. And if I had to sit at a desk and do the exact same thing every day, I'd lose my mind. And I like the fact that the conversations are different, the days are different, the challenges are different. So every day it can be a different job. And I think if you're motivated by change and moving fast and fluidity, I think that's really what I enjoy. Is it's like I don't have the same old all the time. There's always something new and exciting happening.
Amazing. If anyone out there is thinking about coming into real estate, there's a challenge every day, and not one day is the same. What notable things do you see in the real estate market today, especially for sellers? I personally work with, the majority of my clients are sellers, and we know the challenges on the buyer side. But for sellers this year, do you see anything in particular that might be helpful to talk about?
I think the one thing that I see both for sellers and for buyers that I want to advise people is don't be afraid. There's a lot of bad press out there. There's a lot of talk about, rates and this and that and the market and the economy. And, real estate is a business that's always going to happen. People are always going to need to sell. People are always going to need to buy. And they're always going to look to a trusted advisor to help them do it. So I just encourage sellers to block out the noise. And if they are thinking about selling their home, now is as good a time as any. And it's easy to get caught up in what you hear, but the reality speaks very different. There are people looking to buy, and there's agents looking to help you sell, and it's, there's still a market for it regardless of what you hear.
Absolutely.
Agree completely. And the other piece, just to add on, is trust the professionals. Right? We all think that when COVID happened, you could put a for sale sign on your garage and you'd sell your house. Right now, with the interest rates, with inventory, there's all sorts of moving pieces within real estate. Trust the professionals that you're working with. If you're selling your house, trust the professionals.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, going back to you guys, were there any, and this is a favorite question of mine in productivity podcasts, were there any major challenges or failures in your life that led you to your successes today? Because everyone, at least the younger crowd out there, feels like everything should be perfect. It should be all laid out for you. But failure and challenges are just such a part of success. You cannot achieve the success that you have without those, major setbacks. And I just, if you recall anything out of the blue.
Yeah, I think one big piece for me, I used to sell life insurance. And
I love that.
If you want to have a quiet plane ride, just tell the person sitting next to you that you sell life insurance and they'll leave you alone. The thing that I found out was I wasn't really great at sales. I tried it for a couple years. I was pretty successful, but it just really wasn't right for me. But it also helped me learn what I really want to gain in life. And it led me down this path to be at RE/MAX, and I've been there for almost 6 years now. Don't plan on leaving, which is great. And you just learn from all life lessons, and it's not going to be easy anywhere you go.
Right.
You got to learn, and you got to keep gaining that knowledge and getting better each day.
Incredible. You're so good at sales.
I think for me, it wasn't so much about challenges and failures, even though I've had them. For me, it was about sacrifice. I was a bookworm growing up. I studied a lot. I gave up a lot. I didn't have a social life. I, worked very hard in college to make the dean's list, get a scholarship, do all that stuff. And my friends got to have cool, fun experiences that I didn't have because I was focused. And then when I started working, 10-hour days, 12-hour days. And I come from that old school, I guess you can say, mentality of just bust your ass and work hard. Right. And that's how I live. And with that, there's going to be a certain degree of sacrifice I think you have to make. But I personally take a lot of personal pride in the work that I do and the people's lives that I impact. So I think that, you have to have sacrifice to have success, I feel like. So for me, it's not so much challenge as it is sacrifice. And you have to be willing to, what am I willing to give up or get uncomfortable to be successful?
I love that. That. It's right there. It's hard to be the person who never gives up.
It is.
I love that. So speaking to that, do you guys have any habits that you really rely on for your success? I mean, people want shortcuts all the time. I know there's no such thing as a shortcut, but if you rely on a habit or a tool, a calendar system or anything, I just want the audience to hear that people need tools to rely on. Any particular habit that you rely on that?
So for me, it's all about consistency. You know, when I work with my team or when I work with anybody, it's like I would hope that they feel like on a day-to-day basis, what you see is what you get. I believe in transparency. I believe in being, very upfront, direct, not play games. And it's not so much, tools. The one thing I can always control is my own behavior. There's so many things that are happening out there that I can't control. I can control how I choose to spend my time, how I choose to present myself. And if I'm always, well, this is what I'm going to get out of Leigh Anne, then hopefully the people that work with me can be in an environment, a predictable environment is good for employees.
Right.
So I think they do enjoy a predictable environment.
Absolutely.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not the roller coaster. That's great.
Yeah.
The thing that just jumps out to me is time blocking.
Yep.
And if we're intentional and proactive with what our time is, and even planning out the day before, like rather than coming into your office and you're like, well, I got to make some sales today and don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
If we look at it the day before or the week before, whatever it might be, and you intentionally time block and you hold on to those time blocks.
Yep.
That's the important piece, because anybody can put something on a calendar, but if you don't follow through on it, it's pointless.
And that's amazing. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved upon. So time blocks is huge. In closing off, I really appreciate you both coming down and spending impromptu time with me. And let's just say that 1 million people are watching this, and you now have an opportunity to say one message to them, right? Let's say if they were driving on the highway and you had a billboard and you wanted to put something up on that billboard just to instill some piece of advice or something that worked in your life, what would that billboard say?
There's a couple things that come to mind, and I think if it was just one word on there, I think positivity or kindness. I think those things they spread like wildfire. And if we can stay positive and kind with whatever we're doing in our businesses or our personal lives, you will be successful at whatever you want to achieve.
Absolutely.
So I think positivity and kindness.
Thank you.
I think for me, and this is too long for a billboard, but I'm wordy, so that's how I roll. Your biggest challenge every day is staring at you in the mirror. And I feel like, yourself is the good thing and the bad thing about that is you have the opportunity to change that. Don't worry about what other people think. They're not the judge of you. They're not ultimately going to. The only person you should worry about what you think is what you think about yourself. And don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take things personal, and look in the mirror every day and know that's your biggest challenge. But you also have the opportunity to fix it.
Incredible. It's hard to condense some life advice into 2 seconds, but I think people got a sense of the people that are behind RE/MAX, behind this office, behind the country, trying to help them in achieving their goals. So I really, really appreciate your time.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and take care.
Thanks, everybody.